Everyone can hear me? Thumbs up? All good? Yay, all right. Well, welcome everybody. Live broadcast via Zoom, of course, from Tucson, Arizona. So I'm glad you joined, and nice to see everybody. So let's see, this is going to be a kind of back to basics standing class. At some point I'm going to break down the standing poses, and we get into these habits where we do things, you do 20 million down dogs in your lifetime maybe, hopefully, or you do this warrior one, warrior two all the time, but we kind of get into slouches sometimes, and it's nice for me when I'm in a class where a teacher kind of breaks down all the elements, the base of support and all of the way your hips should be and all that, and it kind of reminds me to re-square and rebalance. If you're a beginner, if you're new to this would be great because you'll be getting it from the ground up. So anyway, I wanted to kind of present that. So everyone's got a towel or a couple of pillows handy, and a little bit later we're going to need a chair or some prop, but that's a little bit later, so not too worried. So if you have a towel, place it across the short way of your mat. If you've got a couple of pillows, let me use a couple of pillows. Joanne, you're using a bolster, so go, the long way across. And sit with your back to it. So you want a rolled up support. And if you've got something small and round, like a mat or a towel, what you're going to want to do is lay down on it so that it's right at the bottom of your shoulder blades. So now if you have something square like pillows, it might be your whole shoulder blades. Joanne, you've got your bolster, so that's a little bit even wider. Just enough so that your head is hanging over the edge of the blanket, or Joanne, the bolster, your head will hang over, but the rest of us, wherever that support is, make sure it's right under your shoulder blades. Extend your legs out flat on the earth, and enjoy this very passive extension of the back. Hopefully this feels good. The higher the support is, the more of an extension you'll get. At some point it might be uncomfortable, in which case you can't really relax into it. So everyone's a little different. So your arms are at the side, or maybe they're kind of in cactus arms. Your head should be touching the floor at least. You don't want your head just hanging there, if it hurts especially. And just relax, and just let your feet fall open. Let your stomach relax, your belly relax, your face. And just take deep breaths in your upper chest. And feel that extension as you raise the chest, and then exhale. And big, deep breaths and exhales. And just sink, just let it go. Take time to come to your mat. Take time to come to your class or during this hour and 15 minutes for you. If you feel like sliding just a little bit up or down on your support and see where that moves the extension of your spine, feel free. Very, very little can make a lot of difference. We'll try and calm our minds. People are sort of getting back into a little bit more routine these days, it seems, since our sequestering, so our minds are starting to be filled up with more things to do. And just try and clear your mind, our monkey minds of the West, and just leave all those movies and images and things you have to do later, they'll still be there. A couple more breaths. So if you're feeling stressed, you're feeling like a headache's coming on, you're feeling tension in your shoulders, this is a great place in the middle of the day to just find a couple pillows, roll something up under your shoulders, and just lie down and take a few breaths. Sometimes you get an adjustment even. So with control, and be gentle with yourself. Bend your knees, put your feet on the earth, just slowly roll to the side, remove the prop from under you, clear it away, we don't need it anymore, and lie back down on your backs. So we're back down on our backs. Let's just bring your knees up, put a hand on top of each knee, and roll your knees around, just loosening up the hips. So you can roll in figure eights. You can roll them together in a circle. Whatever feels good. And go slow, go deep. Find the full range of motion. Your hip and socket is, round. So you've got this whole dimension to go around. Maybe you take both knees and push them down to 12 o'clock, then separate them 9 and 3, then circle them up to 6, back down to 12. If you remember these analog clocks, wide knees 3 and 6, or 3 and 9. I don't remember an analog clock. And then reverse that direction. Nice and slowly, really loosening up the hips. Very good. So extend your legs straight out on the earth, interlace your fingers, turn the palms up, and stretch your arms straight up overhead. Pinkies are kind of gracing the earth, long stretch. And maybe stretch your right leg down and your right arm up, so you kind of make a little C, a little curve, stretch that right side. And then stretch the other way, left leg longer, left hand longer, stretch the left side. Once again on the right, you're kind of swirling around making this C. And then come straight. So now we're straight and elongated. And take your palms, leave them interlaced, and just bring them down to your heart on an exhale. On an inhale, invert them, turn them up, and bring them up over your head again when your pinkies touch the earth. And then come back on an exhale, hands to the heart. Turning the palms up, reaching over your head, inhale. Exhale, hand to the heart. Invert the palms, reaching up, over your head, inhale. Now pull in, leave your hands there, pull in your right knee into your chest, just with the leg strength. Arms up over the head. Left leg is straight and strong, flex foot. Now take those palms, or those hands that are interlaced, and put them over your knee. Pull that right knee down into your chest. Straight on top of your rib cage, just give it a nice pull. So now you're going beyond what your musculature probably can do, but you're using your arms to pull that leg closer. And on your inhale, release everything, extend that leg out on the earth, palms up over the head, nice and long. Exhale, same thing, left leg, pull that left knee in on your exhale, pull it into the chest. Let's hold it here for a moment. Right leg is extended, foot is flexed. Shoulders are relaxed. You're using your arm strength to pull that knee into your chest. And here we go. We're going to continue this with the breath. So now you know the motion. So exhale, extend the leg, arms up over the, inhale. And exhale, pull the right knee in. Exhale, extend long, arms and legs. Exhale, I did it wrong again. Left leg in on your exhale. Inhale as you elongate. Nice and long. Exhale, pull the right knee in. Give it a tug. Exhale, long. Inhale the left knee in. Give it a tug. Exhale, long. Now separate the fingers. Bring your arms out to a T. Palms down. And bring both knees up. So we have 90-degree angles on the hips, on the knees, and flex your feet. So we have the zigzag going on. With abdominal strength, this is your transverse abdominis. It's a horizontal abdominal muscle, which we don't get when we do crunches, but we get it here. And if you move very slowly, you'll feel this. Keeping the knees, ankles, thighs touching, slowly drop the knees off to the right, both knees. Squeeze them tight. Try to keep them together. Don't touch the earth with the right knee. You feel that abdominal strength. Now inhale slowly up. Nice and slow, you get more strength building off to the left. You might do a spinal adjustment. Knees up to the sky, off to the right. Nice and slow. Knees up, off to the left. Knees up, one more round. Off to the right, you start to feel a little bit of warming up in the abdomen. This is a nice one to do after you've done maybe an abdominal workout, because you're releasing at the same time. Knees up to the sky, and drop your feet down to the earth. So our knees are bent, our feet are on the earth. Take a moment, walk your feet as wide as your mat, so your pinky toes are off the mat, and just drop the knees off to the right. Drop them off to the left, do that windshield wiper. Off to the right. Maybe you want to pause to the right, take that right foot and put it on the outside of the left knee so you have a little bit of weight. At the same time, you sort of push that left hip up a little bit higher. You really use your musculature to push that hip higher, opening that front side body. You might even feel it up your rib cage on the left side. And then release the foot, knees up, feet are still wide, dropping off to the left. Let's take that left foot on the outside of the right knee. Big deep breaths. Lifting that right hip. I feel that stretch up my rib cage on the right. And release that foot, knees up to the sky. Let's pull the knees into the chest. Put your hands behind your thighs and just roll up and down your spine a little bit. All the way up and down, because we're going to come to seated here in a second. So roll all the way up to seated. Our knees are still bent. And I'm going to do this slow the first time, and then we're going to rock and roll. So drop your knees to the left, both of them, your left hand at your hip. We're going to come into an assisted side plank here. So we're going to rise up on that left shin, right arm to the sky, and right foot to the sky. So your left shin, your left knee to foot is on the earth, left hand is supporting you. And then come back down to your seat. Roll down on your back, do a roll up, drop your knees off to the right. Right hand placed by your hip, and we're going to rise up, pardon my back, on the right shin. So your left hand is up to the sky, your left foot is flexed and nice and straight. Ah, looking good from what I see of your body parts. And come back sitting down, square yourself, roll up and down. If that hurts your spine at all, there's no need to roll. Drop the knees to the left, plant the left hand, rise up. That right leg is being held up by your gluteus medius, which you didn't know you had. But that's a side muscle here that doesn't get moved very much at all. Come back down seated, roll up and down once. Come up, roll your knees to the right. Rise up on your right knee, left leg is straight, extended, flexed, left hand to the sky. Maybe raise that leg a little higher. And come back down. And let's just stay seated here. We'll come right into both pose. So you want to roll back just a little bit on your tail. If you've got that towel or pillow or something, you can prop that right behind you like a little wedge. That helps a lot of people, especially if boat is new for them. So lift up the right leg, hand behind the knee. Lift up the left leg. That's it. You got it. Feet are flexed. If you've got energy all the way to your toes, it helps. If you're advanced at this, or if you want to play around, you can extend one leg or the other. You can release the hands. Full boat pose, but there's no prize for it, especially if you're beginning. When you drop your back, you want to have a flat back. So you engage your abdominals for that. Your thighs keep your legs up. And take a break. And we're going to do it one more time. Catch your breath. Here we go with the right leg. If you're just beginning, you can leave the left foot down and see what it feels like to put the right leg all the way up. Swap feet. Or do the full boat. Do half boat. Full boat. Release the hands. There's all these levels that you can play with. If shaking is happening, it's required. Those are your nerves trying to connect, telling your muscles what to do. And release, cross the legs. Let's roll over onto all fours. Very good, guys. Oh, you know what? Let's come back to seated. I want to do some twisting before we get that way. So just come to your mat and sit on an easy seated pose. Let's raise our hands up. And drop the left hand down and twist off to the right. And coming forward, arms up, off to the left. And arms up, off to the right. And look, take your chin all the way to the right. Give your cerebral spine a twist. Inhale up, off to the left. Same thing, chin all the way. Give yourself a little leverage twist. Inhale up, arms stay up, hands down the heart line. Let's interlace our fingers. Put the palms towards the front of the mat. Curl your back. Push your shoulder blades apart, away from one another. Push your palms forward, straight, strong arms. Pull your belly. You feel that space between your shoulder blades. And round your back, roll back on your tail a little bit. You feel that extension, or that flexation rather, of the spine. That's the opposite of laying on that pillow. So now we're rounding forward. Looks really good. And let's sit up flat back, palms straight up to the sky. Shoulders relaxed. See if you can get your forearms by your ears. Good job, you guys look good. And we're going to bring the palms back forward as we roll our tail back, curve our back again. It's another way to get release some tension from your shoulders. Let's turn off to the right, staying nice and curved, a little curved flex twist. You can't go far with a flex body, but give it a go. And let's off to the left. And back forward, sitting up with a flat back. And let's release our hands and just fall forward, crawl our hands forward. Maybe your elbows and forearms hit the ground, maybe not. So we're just opening up the back. Shake the head, yes, no. Make it feel very easy. Kidneys get some space back there in the low back. Now let's bring our arms straight up on our fingertips, like we're clawing in front of us, palm off the earth. And we've really got an engaged posture here. So our arms are strong and straight, and we're pushing our hips back, which is going to open your back even a little bit more. You feel that, especially in the kidney area. Pull the belly in if you want to feel a little bit more. Now let's stay low and march off to the right, dropping the belly on the right thigh. So the left hand crawls a little further than you think, dropping the left shoulder, lifting the right rib cage. Long stretch. I feel this all the way down to my left knee, my left thigh. Try and relax that left leg and walk back towards the center. And now the right hand goes a little further than you think. Right knee drops. Right side of the rib cage drops. Left side raises. And then walking back to the center. Walking your hands to your shins, arms out to the side. Looking up, reaching up. Hands down the heart line. And now we'll fall forward onto all fours. There we go. Got a little bit of spinal warm up there. So we're in our cat-cow position. So our hands are spread wide, thumbs towards one another, index finger forward, knees under the hips. And inhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the chin. Exhale, round. So we're pulling the belly up, tucking the chin, tucking the tail. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop the belly. One more round. Pull the belly up, really curl up. And then let's come to a neutral spine. We'll go to spinal balance here. So we're taking our right hand forward, like you're shaking someone's hand. So your palm is towards the midline, your thumb is to the sky. And you kick back that left leg straight, flex foot. Straight, strong leg. Maybe even lift it a little higher. And smile. Relax the face. And release. Inhale the left hand up, palm to the midline, thumb up. Right foot goes back. And hold. Abdominal engaged. And release. Back to the right side. If you want to thrill seek, Bend that knee that's in the air, reach back and grab your ankle, grab your toes. There's no prize for that, or you can just continue doing the spinal balance. That left hand is supporting you on the earth nice and strongly, and release gently with control. You got it. Other side, left hand out, right leg back. And if you like to grab the ankle, feel free to bend the knee and grab it. If not, you stay in your spinal balance, nice and strongly, flex foot. And gently release. Let's do a quick child's pose. So sinking the hips back, rounding the back, reach forward, bowing down to the earth. Just take a moment, take a break. Let's inhale back up to all fours in our tabletop position. And now it's a little bit of a flow. So we're going to start with the spinal balance, but we're going to do a little bit more of a breath and motion. So right hand is out, left foot is back. And we're going to exhale and round and touch the knee and palm together. Extend, but the arm will go to the side. And extend up high. Exhale, round, touch the knee, and the arm will go back. Exhale, round, touch the knee, arm to the side, and really bring the arm and leg high. Exhale, hand to knee, and reach forward. One more time, exhale, hand to knee, arm to the side, on an inhale. Exhale, curl and round, inhale, arm back, exhale to the knee, arm to the side, exhale, round, arm forward, and release. Other side. So the left hand is out. Right foot is back. And we're going to exhale, touch the knee round. Oops, inhale to the side. Everything on the earth is support. Exhale, round, touch the knee. Inhale, arm back. Exhale, touch the knee. Arm to the side as you extend. Exhale, touch the knee. Arm forward. Last round. Curl and touch the knee. Arm to the side. Curl and touch the knee. Arm back. Curl. Arm to the side on your extension. Curl. And spinal balance. Release slowly, big toes touching, knees wide. Sit back your hips, child's pose. Take a break, take a breath. Stack your hands, stack your fists, stack your arms, put your forehead on the earth, whatever feels good for you. Coming back to all fours. Let's press the right hand into the earth and bring the left hand out to the side for a bit of a twist. So you're looking up to the sky. And left hand down, other side, right hand up. Bit of a twist. And right hand down. Take that right leg and stick it out behind you. Curl the toes under so you're sort of in a half plank. And now lift your left hand up. So that right hand is strong and arm straight. Take that left hand and drop it behind right on your sacrum, right on your low back, or wrap it around to your right hip. And see if you can twist that left shoulder up a little higher. That extended leg, kick the heel back so it's nice and straight. And release left hand up to the sky. Drop it down, drop your knee. Other side, so we're kicking back the left foot, curling the toes under, nice and strong, so we're always kicking that heel back, right? Right hand to the sky. Left hand is strong on the earth. And we ready, bend the elbow, reach behind, grab your hip. Really pull that right shoulder blade onto the spine. Left leg is strong and straight, right? release the right hand up, down to the earth, drop the knee. Very good. Well, let's thread the needle and open the shoulder just a little bit. So let me face you is probably better. So we're planting the left hand, right arm up, and on the exhale, the back of the hand brushes the earth behind the wrist. You tap the right shoulder, and then you inhale up. And then you exhale down, slide the right shoulder to the earth, inhale up, looking up, exhale down. Let's stay down this time. So the right shoulder, the right ear are on the earth, left hand up on fingertips, left elbow straight to the sky, and push with that left hand to get that spine twisted a little bit. Now you have options with the left hand. Maybe this is perfect for you. You can walk your hand to the top of the mat and really open up, dropping that left shoulder down a little bit. You can bring that left hand straight up to the sky. Energy in the hands and fingers. You can also wrap like we did a second ago, trying to grab that right hip. But just drop your natural weight on that right shoulder. And breathe. And relax. And your hips aren't locked in place either. They can kind of move around a little. Left hand to the sky, no matter where it is. And let's bring it in front of your face. Push yourself up to all fours. Other side, so we're planting the right hand and the left hand goes to the sky. And exhale the back of the hand, brushing behind the wrist, tapping the left shoulder. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Let's stay down this time. Left shoulder down, left ear down, right hand on fingertips, just so that you can get that torso twisted as much as you can, elbow to the sky. And when you're done with that, find what's comfortable. Maybe it's not the same on this side. The arm can go to the top of the mat and do a long stretch. Up to the sky, you can wrap behind your back. Again, whatever feels good. One shoulder might be a little looser than the other. All right, looking good. And taking that right hand in front of you, putting it in front of your face and coming up to all fours. So when we were in cat and cow, our wrists were right under our shoulders, right? So now bring about 2 handprints forward. Keeping your knees back so your hands are forward than your head. And then bending your elbows, just bring your chest and chin to the earth. Tail stays up, your hips and tail stay up nice and high. Curl the toes under. Now push yourself into a plank. And then lift your hips to down dog. This is a bowing puppy sequence. So we come forward, drop the knees, drop the chest, lift the knees, come to plank, exhale to your down dog. Coming forward to plank, drop the knees, drop the chest and chin to the earth, elbows up and close to the body. Push yourself to plank, hips to down dog. One more round, coming forward to plank, drop your knees, drop your chin and chest. Push yourself up to plank, use your arms, hips to down dog. Beautiful. And find your down dog. In down dog, you want to spin your heels out of sight. If you can see your heels too far the outside or too far the inside, you want to spin them right behind so you can't see them. Bend your knees, push your chest closer to your thighs. So now your chest came close to the earth, your armpits to the earth, your belly to your thighs, everything's a little closer. Leave your upper body the way it is and straighten your legs slowly. Hips nice and high. Very nice. And let's swing forward to plank. And back to down dog. Inhale your right leg up to the sky, look between your hands, and swing your foot between your hands for lunge, dropping that back knee down. So our hands are just on our fingertips on either side of the foot. The knee and ankle are lined up, and then you walk that left knee back until you have a full extension on that left hip. You got it. And on your exhale, swing the hips back, bow over that front leg. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. And let's stay forward, bringing the right hand on the inside of the foot for lizard. So you can heel toe that foot to the right side of the mat a little bit, your front foot. And then you just come down however far you can. Maybe you need a block or a pillow, like we started with that bolster or that block. Or maybe your forearms come to the earth. Maybe it's just your hands to the earth. Really drop that left hip down. You can play with that right knee if you want to roll that right foot off to the right edge of the foot and push it to the side. I'm turning a little so you can see that looks like this. Or you maybe just like staying low. When I stay with both arms down, I'm getting more of a stretch on the back side of my right hip as well as the front left. But some people like to just try something new. So no matter where you are, let's come back up. Plant your hands nice and strongly. They're both on the inside of the foot still. Curl the back leg under, straighten the back leg, lift your hips just a little and step that right foot back. So now we're in plank. Inhale the left foot up. Look in between the hands and swing the left foot forward. Dropping the back knee, top of the foot down in the back. Once again, we're lined up in the front. Leave that as is and crawl that knee back. So you have a big opening on the right. You got it. And from here, we'll exhale back, straighten the leg and bow. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Let's stay forward here, bringing the left hand on the inside of the left foot. Walk that left foot a little bit off to the left. Gives you a little more space. And then come down to whatever lizard is comfortable for you. Once again, each side might not be the same. I'm a little tighter on my left side, so I try and stay here a little longer, or I try and do it a second time. If you've got one hip that's not as happy as the other, you're going to experience it differently. If you want to grab that knee and push it to the side a little, rolling off onto the left edge of that foot, feel free. Or you leave it straight up to the sky and stay in your traditional lizard. Traditional. I don't know if our Indian gurus called this lizard, maybe. Maybe. Take a couple more breaths. Then let's come up, bring your palms to the earth in front of you, also still inside the foot, curl the back toe, straighten that back leg up, knee off the earth, raise the hips and bring the foot back to your down dog. And nice. Looking between your hands, let's walk the feet up between the hands and just hold for a forward fold. Just hang there. Maybe you cross your arms just so you can get the weight off your hands. Bend your knees. A micro bend or a bend in your knees is totally fine. Putting your belly on your thighs. Just hang there. Shake your head yes or no. And sway your arms off to the left. And straighten your left leg and bend your right. Feel that strong stretch up the back of the left leg in the back. And bend your left knee. Both knees are bent. Swinging our body off to the right, straighten your right leg, bend the left knee. and hang. Release. Bend the right knee, both knees are bent. Swing your body to the left. Straighten the left leg, bend the right knee. Just let the head hang. Bending the left knee, swinging forward off to the right. Straighten the right leg. Left leg is bent, so all the weight is on the right leg. And hang. Bending the right knee, both knees are bent. Leave both knees bent, and we'll swing our arms up into chair position. So it's also known as lightning bolt. It's like ski lift time. Arms are up by the ears, knees are bent. And let's come to standing, thumbs touching, and do a little back bend. Hands down the heart line. Staying at the top of your mat. Let's interlace our fingers, invert the palms straight up. And we're going to do some side stretch here. So widen your feet just a little bit wider than your hips, kicking your heels out, so we're pigeon-toed. Reaching up, and then jutting your hips off to the left and your body to the right, but trying not to tip forward, dropping the left shoulder. Draw that left shoulder blade onto your backbone. So you look up under the left arm. Weight in the right foot is nice and strong. Inhale up, off to the other side. Again, weight in the left foot, turn and look up to the sky. Straight arms, strong arms, looking up. Inhale up, one more time to the right. Or left, I'm sorry, whatever side. I'm mirroring you now. I'm not sure what I called. Inhale up. A second time to the other side. There, I'm safe. And inhale up. Release the hands. Shake out. That feels good on the shoulders. All right, so standing sequences here. So here we go. I'm going to start with warrior one, warrior two, and then we'll probably do triangle. So warrior one, start at the top of your mat. And you just step back with your left foot, 45-degree angle. So one thing I want to point out for all the warriors, so here's train tracks or ski, standing on skis. This is tightrope when you're in one line with your feet. So in warrior one, we are like we are on tracks. So you're not in a line. The back foot's at a 45-degree angle, the front knee is bent. You track that right hip back, the hip and the shoulders. So your torso and hips are square to the front of the mat. Tuck the tail just a little bit. The back leg is strong, and you're always pushing the outside edge of your foot down. So pretend there's a little family living under the arch of your foot. Lift the inside of the foot. You feel that engagement of your thigh and kneecap. So the back leg is very strong here, and you're pushing forward with the weight in the front foot, and the front knee is bent. Arms up by the ears. So keep tracking that right hip back. And let's come to cactus arms. Energy in the fingertips, and bring your elbows back, shoulder blades together. So we're in warrior one base, but I'm just playing with the arms here for some options. As our legs fire up, and let's release and interlace our fingers behind our back. Extend your arms, open your chest. This is chest expansion. Tip back a little if you like. So the back leg is strong, right? You're lifting the arch, you're pushing down on the outer edge. And let's release. And with a little bounce, let's come up to standing. Stepping the right foot back. Remember, we're not in a straight line. So you want to bring your right foot a little more to the right. 45-degree angle. There you go. Pulling the left hip back. So we're squaring the hips, squaring the shoulders and torso. Front leg is bent. Back leg is strong. Kneecap engaged. Thigh engaged. Outside edge of the foot pushing down, lifting the arch. And let's bring our hands up. Hands by the ears. So also drop that left hip down a little. Some people ride up, so you want to keep it pelvis parallel to the earth and square to the front of the mat. Remember all that geometry? Strong back leg, lifting the arch. And let's come back to cactus arms here. Shoulder blades together, elbows back, chest way open. And release, interlace the fingers. Now, lead with the awkward finger. See what that feels like. Get a little brain challenge here. And lift your wrists away from your hips. Keep that back leg strong and straight, kneecap engaged, pushing the outside edge of the foot down, arches up. Front leg is strong. Pulling the left hip back and down. And release. A little bit of a bounce. Very good. So that was Warrior One. And there are other options with Warrior One. Further things. Sometimes we'll do a bowing warrior, and that comes from a Warrior One position. But you need your base of support to do that. So that's why I kind of wanted to do this. So Warrior Two. Warrior Two is on a tightrope. So from the top of your mat, let's step back with the left foot and turn it completely at a, 90-degree angle. So the heel of your front foot is straight in line with the arch of your back foot. And you want to go nice and wide here. Bending the front knee. Kicking the back heel out, toes in. So let's start with our hands on our hips. This is tomorrow's battle, right? That's yesterday's battle. We want to be straight on top of the hips. We're always tracking that knee, the front knee, towards the pinky toes. We don't want it falling in. We want it out. And that needs some engagement of that gluteus medius muscle, a little bit of the hip action, a little bit of thigh action to keep it queuing out. In Warrior Two, our arms are up, palms down, and you look straight forward, gazing over your middle finger. Again, in the back leg, the back edge of the foot is down, the arch is lifted, the kneecaps engaged, the thighs engaged. And you go a little bit more, you can bend that knee just a little. This definitely fires up the thigh. So I'm going to go straight into extended side angle. So this is the first level side angle. Take that forearm on the thigh. Make a little hand mudra if you want. Left hand straight to the sky, palm forward. Keep tracking that knee back in the front. Turn the palm towards the top of your mat. That's your whole shoulder. And then drop your elbow over your ear. Nice straight line. Extended side angle. From here, we come back up to Warrior Two. Take some strength, right? And with your hands at your heart, bounce forward from the top of the mat. We'll try the other side. Standing at the top of the mat, right foot goes back. Like you're on a line, like a tightrope. I'm going at an angle so you can see better. Once again, the heel is in line with the arch of the foot in the back. Bending the front leg, strong thigh, strong kneecap. Heel is kicked out, toes turned in on that back leg. Shoulders are over the hips, so we're not leaning forward for tomorrow or yesterday's battle. You're right here, present now. Front knee is bent, always tracking to the pinky toe, out. Rolling that thigh out. Arms up, gazing straight over your middle finger. And strong. Tucking the tail just a little bit. Can you bend that front knee just a little more? Or maybe you take a longer stance. If you're really tall, obviously you're going to be in a longer stance than the next guy, or gal, or guru. Here we are, we'll go straight into the extended side angle now. So we're going to drop the left elbow on the thigh, right hand straight up to the ceiling, palm forward. So for the full extension, turn the palm to the top of the mat, the elbow and everything, and bring it forward, nice long extended line. Bending the front knee a little more, takes a lot of strength. If this is new to you, this is years of building up the kind of strength to have a length of duration. That's for sure. Pushing into the front foot, let's wheel back up to Warrior Two. Nice, and a little bounce. Come to the top of your mat. So next is triangle. So we need your stool or your chair, some kind of prop for you. So I'm going to hand this chair here. Let's see. So you want to stand just in front of your chair or stool. You can do this on a wall if you want, or a table. So we'll start with bringing the right foot back. So this is on ski planks or railroad tracks. You're bringing the right foot back about halfway from your long distance. You want to make sure that the heel is strongly and securely, that both feet are fully on the ground. And they're spread. And the outside edges of your feet are parallel. So you're kicking that right heel. There you go. You feel that shift. You can feel this kind of motion in your hips. That's the position you want. I'm going to change to my chair. Heels are kicked out. It feels a little awkward, almost a little pigeon-toed, but it keeps your hips forward. Hands on the hips, flatten your back, straighten the legs, engage the kneecaps, engage the thighs, and tip forward with a flat back, not round. Flat back. You're not going to come very far before you're going to start feeling some response in the back of your left hamstring. And just put your fingertips ever so lightly on the chair. Flat back. I'm looking flat in the back. So you're pulling the belly down, sticking your tail up. So that's the beginning of a triangle. Now there's also the bowing triangle. If you like, now you can release the belly around the back, bend the arms, and bow more towards that front leg. Drawing that left hip back. It's natural that the right hip goes back to make it easy, right? So you want to pull the right hip forward, the left hip back to keep it square to the front of the room. Weight in the back foot as well. And at some point, you might bow down. It's a great stretch. If you're not feeling it, and it's hard when I'm not in the room with you, if you're not really feeling much stretch, you might have a little bit longer stance back to achieve it. And then slowly come out of it. Other side. I'll check my monitor, see how you guys are doing. So, we're square in front of our chair, left foot back in a straight line. So it's like we're on skis, no skis. Heel kicked out, so our feet are parallel to each other. Nice leg. So your back heel is touching the earth. Right hip is dropped and back, flat back. Hands on the hips, chest forward, and bring the chest and chin forward. There you go. And then bend at the hips, not very much. Shoulders back. There you go. Shoulder blades very close to one another. That'll keep your back arched. Kneecap engaged in the front. Head up, Daniel. Head up. There you go. We're trying to keep a natural length of the back of the spine here. There you go. Engaged. And now, whatever's in front of you, fingertips barely. Drop your right hip back and down. And slowly, if you want to bend your elbows and bow a little bit, curl your back. And bow over that front leg. You feel that beautiful stretch up the hamstring. Kneecaps engaged, thighs engaged. What does that feel like? And slowly come out of it and release. Step forward. You can get rid of the chair or prop, whatever you're using. Nice job, everybody. That was very good. So hopefully you got a little something new. Let's see. The triangle pose is also very important, along with the warriors. And usually it's part of a sequence if you're in a sequence class. So we're standing at the top of our mat. You step back. Well, let's step back with the right foot in the long line, like you did for Warrior 2. So the heel is lined up with the arch of the front foot. Remember, Warrior 2 is like this, but we have the front leg straight this time. Draw your left hip back. So we're trying to, you won't get your hip square to the front of the mat, but draw the left hip back, right hip forward. Our arms are out like Warrior 2. You reach forward until you can't reach anymore, and you just windmill tip down, hand on the shin, right hand up to the sky. You're pulling that left hip back. Feel that stretch on the back side of the left leg. So now one thing, I'm going to change positions so you can see a little bit better. A lot of people arch their rib cage like this and make a curve. You want to pull the left rib cage down and flatten that right side. You see the difference between that and that? When you do that, you're engaging these side muscles and strengthening like crazy. And you're not collapsing that left rib cage. You're square. So the left side and the right side should be about the same length. You can look up, you can look down. If we bend that front leg and we come up, guess what? We're in warrior two. Let's step forward. Triangle to the other side. How are you doing? Good? Stepping back with the left foot, again. Heel lined up with the inner arch of the back foot. Bend the front knee, so that's our warrior two, remember? But for triangle, the front leg is straight. And we pull that right hip back. Reaching forward until you can't anymore, and you just sort of tip. Hand goes on the shin. Advanced level people get to the floor. There's no prize for that. But mostly, you just want to have a strong back leg. You want to pull that right hip back. And again, same thing with your rib cage. Instead of having a curve on the left side, try and flatten it. You feel the muscle engagement to bring that rib cage down and lift. Very good. And from here, let's bend the front knee, come up, and guess what? Warrior two. A little bounce. We'll come forward to the front of the mat. Let's take our legs wide. That's our standing sequence. And if you're in a flow class, people wonder what vinyasa classes are, or flow classes. They flow from one to the next because they're quite similar as far as the base of support. So, and you follow your breath. But anyway, those are the basics, so you know what you're starting with. So wide-legged forward, wide-legged here. Our toes are curled in and our heels are kicked out. Hands on the hips. Let's just hinge forward with a flat back. About halfway, and just hold. Kneecaps engaged. Thighs are being stretched in the back. Hamstrings rather. Hands to the earth. And let's plant the right hand and lift the left, tipping the hip. And left hand down, tipping the right. And left hand down, right hand down, left hand up again. Feeling that seesaw effect in your groin and your pelvis. Left hand down, straight, strong legs. And both hands down. Let's bring the feet in just a little bit closer and we'll come into Malasana. This is squat. So a lot of people find this quite challenging, and a lot of people bring their feet very close together, which makes it more challenging. So if you're having a problem getting your squat down, separate your feet a little bit more. Elbows on the inside of your knees. And you can sit around in most third world countries, and this is how they sit all day long, right? So we're going to do some strengthening here of the hips from your Malasana. Reach your hands straight forward, engage your root chakra and your hips. You're using your leg muscles here, and come to standing. Took a lot, didn't it? Let's bring our arms up over the head, come on your tiptoes. Bring the heels down, bend the knees, hands down the heart line, and come into your squat. Nice and slowly. Inhale up, or arms out, sorry, and then inhale up to stand. Come up on your toes. Heels down, one more time. We're going to stay down here and do a twist. Either stay here, or drop your left hand down and your left shoulder down, and your right hand to the sky. Letting your hips just drop. Right hand down now, right shoulder, left hand to the sky. Yeah, it's challenging, right? Smile out there. Check the monitor and see what you guys are looking like. Left hand down, let's bring the hands forward And come to standing, arms up, knees up, or up on your toes, and hands down the heart line. Very good, that's quite a stretch for the hips, very much so. Standing postures. So if you need the wall for this, I think we did this last session. You can certainly go to a wall, use your fingertips on the wall. So we'll stand on our right leg. Left leg comes up either to kickstand, or you can use the back of that chair you were using a second ago. Your foot can come to your calf, so the calf fits right in the arch of your foot nicely, or it's got to come above the knee, not on the knee, because that doesn't, knees don't go sideways, right? So wherever your level is, if you're on a wall, you have your right hand on the wall, beautiful. Left hand up to the sky. And then maybe you play with taking your hand off the wall. Finding a drishti point is a focal point in front of you. Lots of things you can do with hands. Prayer position, prayer behind the head. You can do cactus arms, all kinds of things. You can even interlace your fingers behind. Do a chest expansion. Prayer position behind. If you have prayer, reverse prayer in your practice. So no matter where you are, if you're at the wall, take that right hand to the wall. If you're not at the wall, hands on the hips. Release that knee forward. Keep it in the air. Let's put our hand on our knee. Open up. Just to loosen it. Bring that knee back forward. Slide the hand down the shin. Grab the ankle. We're going to go into dancer pose. So line up your kneecaps, pushing that left pelvis forward. Left shoulder blade is on the back. And when you're ready, kick the foot back. And when you can't kick it back anymore, you've got this nice arch in your back. Then you tip forward at the hips. Crawling your fingers up the wall. And maybe you play with reaching your hand off the wall. No prize for that. I'd rather keep your balance and you can feel that arch happening. And with control, we come to standing, release the foot, and then we do other side. Beautiful. All right, standing on the left leg. So your left hand is at the wall. If you're using the wall as a bit of a prop. Right knee is turned out. You have kickstand. You have your foot on your calf, or you bring it above the knee. Wherever you are. If you are less sure of your balance, you can stay low with the foot for a better balance and be a little more wild with the arms. Or vice versa. Maybe you really want to work on your balance. Hands at the chest is really the most neutral position if you want to play with your balance at its highest level. No matter where you are, growing the arms, cactus arms, prayer, branches, chest expansion, whatever feels good. Focus on your drishti point. And let's all take our right hand to our hip, left hand to your hip or the wall. Bring the knee forward. Right hand on the knee, and open it to the side. And back forward. Slide the hand down the shin, grab the ankle. Line up the knees. Drop that right shoulder blade back on the back. Arch your back so your shoulder blades are close. Kick the foot back in the arm or in the hand to engage that shoulder more. And if your left hand is going up, when you've extended, you tip forward. Your Degas sculpture. Tensor. With control, we release. Foot down to the earth, hands down to prayer position. Ah, very nice. What time is it getting to be? Ah, perfect. Let's find our ways on our back. Getting close to Shavasana. So laying on our backs. Pull your knees into your chest. And just let your low back sink. Just sink into the earth. Rock a little bit side to side. Giving your kidneys a little bit of love. And let's put our feet on the earth. Knees are bent. And maybe the fingertips can kind of tickle the heels a little bit. So your heels are that close into your body. And they're hip width or just slightly wider. And we want to have our toes kind of curled in versus pointing way out. Because when we turn the toes in, your kneecaps turn in. That protects your knees a little bit. So your palms are down on the earth. We're going to come into bridge. So you inhale your hips up, pushing your forearms and hands into the earth, hips nice and high. Pushing the big toe mounds, the big toes. Back of the neck is long. And on an exhale, you roll down your back, one vertebrae at a time, tipping your pelvis to get your low back down, and then dropping your tail last. Inhale up. Hold, nice and strong. Weight in the big toes, big toe mounds. Push your forearms into the earth. That brings your shoulders a little closer. And separate the shoulders now and roll down. Top of the spine down. Tucking the tail to get the low back and then the tail. This next time we're going to stay up and do a couple of options here. So coming nice and high. If you wish to interlace your fingers behind your back and roll your shoulder blades even closer, go for it. That's a great stretch. It gets your chest much higher. Plant all the weight in your left foot, right foot to the sky. Point the toes. And now do some circles, one direction. And then the other. Drop the foot down. Left foot to the sky. Point, strong, high hips. Circle. Other direction. Beautiful. Drop the foot down. Separate the hands. Separate the shoulder blades. Let's take that left ankle on top of your hips are still high. Left ankle on the right thigh. And drop that left knee open. Hips are still high. Strength. Can you drop that knee towards the earth a little further? Right hip high. Abdominal engaged. Lifting the left knee up to parallel the earth, release the foot. Other side, right ankle on the left knee. And just open that right knee, just let it fall open. Keeping the hips nice and high and dropping the right hip and right knee to the earth. Left hip nice and high, nice and strong. Keep pushing into that left foot. It's a twist. And bring the right knee up to parallel, release, and roll down to the earth. Pull the knees in, roll a little bit side to side. And now extend the right leg out onto the earth. Oh, excuse me. The right foot, bend the knee, the right foot, leave it where it was in bridge. But put both hands on the left kneecap and pull that left knee into your chest. Slide your hand up to the outside of your foot, like we're doing a happy baby. So you've just got half a happy baby going on here, okay? I'm going to twist so you can see. So pull that knee into your armpit and slowly, with control, keeping your foot flat to the sky, don't let it curl, keep your foot flat to the sky, slowly extend that right foot straight out onto the earth. Flex foot, nice and strong, straight leg. Pulling that left knee into your armpit, and the right leg is strong and straight. You feel that counter stretch. You've got the long right leg across the groin and up the back of the left thigh. And maybe you pull that left foot a little bit to the side, dropping that left knee down to the earth. Right leg is still strong and straight, keeping that right hip down. You don't want to roll that right hip up off the earth. And slowly release the left foot. Drop the left foot on the earth, knee bent, right knee into the chest. Then slide your right hand on the outside of the shin, grab the outside of the foot for a half happy baby. So you're pulling that knee into your, knee on the inside of your forearm. pulling the knee into the armpit. And slowly extend that left foot out, flexing the foot, and really kicking that left heel, straightening that leg on the earth. All the while you're pulling that knee into your armpit even a little harder. You feel that stretch in the groin, that front left groin, all the way across, and somehow it seems to connect to the hamstring of the right side. And maybe you pull that right foot a little to the side, keeping the left hip on the earth. Maybe your hand helps, your left hand pulling that kneecap down to the earth. And slowly release both legs straight out on your mat, extended fully. Pull your knees into your chest, drop them off to the right-hand side. We'll do a little twist before Shavasana. I always like this. Both knees are nice and high, chin to the left. Left arm straight out like a T. Take a couple of relaxing breaths here. Just let your spine relax. If you have some added weight to put on you, that's nice. And inhale your knees up like we did at the beginning. Pull them close up to your chest and drop off to the left. A little added weight might be your left hand on the outside of your right knee. Right arm out like a T. Turn your chin to the right. And breathe. And just release. Let's inhale those knees up to the sky. Time for Shavasana, corpse pose, where we try and deaden our senses and absorb our practice. So just extend your legs straight out on your mat. Hands out at your side, palms up. Let's take the right foot and just an inch or two, just enough to hold the weight of your leg off the earth. Point the toe nice and strong. Kneecap engaged, thigh engaged, flex the foot. And release. Other leg barely off the earth. Engage the muscles, point the toes, flex the foot nice and strongly, and release. Let's do both hands together. So our shoulders, actually shoulders up first. So push the elbows and forearms into the earth. Lift your chest, lift your shoulders, and release. Arms off the earth, both at the same time. Make fists. Strong arms, engage your biceps, your forearms, make fists. Now extend your fingers nice and long, strong, flat hands, point, 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 and release. Let your forehead relax. Let your cheeks relax. Your eyes will just sink back into their sockets naturally. Lips might part slightly. Abdomen is soft and relaxed. Legs just fall naturally open. So your thighs are soft, your belly is soft, your abdomen is soft. And close your eyes. Let your breathing come back to a normal, natural pattern. And just relax. Sink away for a few minutes. Imagine yourself just floating gently on the earth, being held. With your exhale, maybe you're sinking a little bit deeper into a soft, spongy mattress. Breathing in oxygen and life. Exhaling what you don't need. Ridding yourself of what you don't need. Finding what's useful. leaving the rest behind. Feel the air on your skin, how it's touching your body. Sense what you're tasting. Think about what you see with your eyes closed. Focus on the subtlety of the sound around you. Engage all of your senses. On your next inhale, be a little bit more conscious of your breath. Inhale and exhale. Rub your fingers on your thumbs. Wiggle your fingers and thumbs. Make circles with your wrists and ankles. Wiggle your toes. And on your exhale, pull your knees up into your chest. And when you're ready, roll off to your left side, nice and gently. Take a moment here in this fetal position that's so familiar to your DNA, such a comfortable and safe place protecting your visceral organs. And when you're ready, pushing yourself up to a seated position, like we began class, nice and gently. Shoulders are soft down your back. Close your eyes. Just take a moment, hands on your knees, on your lap, straight back. I've got a quote for you today from Maya Angelou. You are the sum total of everything you've ever seen, heard, eaten, smelled, been told, forgot. It's all there. Everything influences each of us. And because of that, I try to make sure that my experiences are positive. So with those words sinking in, let's gently open our eyes, raise our hands up over our head in prayer position, and bring our hands down to our forehead. May we always know our truth. Hands to the throat, may we always speak our truth, and hands at the heart, may we always live our truth. Thanks for joining, everyone. Namaste.